Hey, it's MGTOW Dad, or you can call me Stevo. This is going to be very hard, so before I do this, I'm going to preface this with I'm not suicidal, you don't have to worry about that, and as it will hopefully be evidenced by the end of this, I have a lot to live for. What you're going to see is me at one of my low points, but also being incredibly honest. I am alone. And I do a lot of thinking, and I came to realize how scared I am about that if I were to die at any moment now or in the very near future, when my kids are still so young, they will have no idea how much I love them, how much I suffer for them because I love them, and how much I wish I could give them more. Because I can't not only communicate to them as kids, I can't communicate to adults how I feel. So if I died today, right now, not right now, this would be a very short video, they would have empty platitudes from people who don't know me, which was your dad was great and he loved you, and all this stuff from people who have no idea about anything about me. And if you were to have a conversation with them now while I'm alive, the conversation of what they think of me would be very different. And I don't know what to do about it. So I'm going to start doing a video series where hopefully I won't be such an emotional mess for me to have to look back on and for them to have, because and this is a disclaimer I'm going to start putting at the beginning of any video. I'm not sharing this with anybody. I'm trying not to name people. This is not about hurting or attacking people. This is because I don't have another person that I can talk to who will not judge me and just listen to me and then offer things back, um, criticize me, be skeptical of me, honestly, or try to help me. I'm alone. I'm not saying any of these things to target people. And if you happen to be in this video, in a video ever, and I'm sorry, because this has nothing to do with you. This is, for once, me doing something that is just about me, I guess. But it's not even that, it's for the girls. I've had conversations with a sibling about the fact that I just want to see my girls. I'm better when I'm with the girls. I'm happier when I'm with the girls. And when I don't understand, and I've never understood how parents are okay seeing their kids half the time. I mean, I know you have to be, but it's torturous for me. It's ironic. I'm MGTOW dad. I never wanted my divorce, though. I'm better off for it, but so that was it. I'm, a MGTOW dad. I am content with that, but I never signed up for the divorce, and it's just now starting to really, really sink in the agonizing fact that because of someone else's choice, I only get to see my kids half of the time, and that kills me. And then, to be honest, yeah, again, I'm just gonna just be out with some of this stuff. So I ask my ex if my kids to ask my kids if they can spend the night if they don't have plans. She doesn't answer back for about 2 or 3 hours, so I text my middle one, "Do you want to spend the night?" And she says yes. I say, "Can you ask your mom?" And when I message her to ask my ex, all of a sudden I get a message in response saying, none of the kids wanted to spend the night, which I found very odd because my middle one is the most independent one who will say it, even if she thinks my ex doesn't want her to say yes, if she wants it. And I message my middle one again saying, it's odd and I'm confused. And again, I try not to be offensive or say, your mom's a liar, or any of that. So I say, I'm confused because you're saying you want to spend the night and your mom is saying you don't. And she says, again, I'm kind of confused because she says, first it was she didn't ask, but then it was she asked, but we said, I said yes. But the point is, she didn't even ask the kids until she brought it up and doesn't listen to them when they do. And I've had a talk with her about the fact that I want to see the kids. I don't if they ask to spend the night and it's late at night and you don't want to bother me because I want to see them. If it's whatever, like don't ever think I'm just going to say no. So I've had these talks about how badly I just love seeing the kids. And for context, because context is king, I understand that a lot of times I ask, hey, can so and so want to spend the night or do this or that, and she says we have plans, which I get. It's a school night, whatever. Sometimes, or sometimes they say no. they, I'm not saying that that's not an issue, but yeah, screw it. So last weekend, my ex, her sister, my 3 kids, and the son of my ex's sister all go up north with my sister. And when I ask my middle one, just out of curiosity, because did you ask if I could go? And she says, yeah. Me and the youngest asked, and mom says she doesn't want you to go. Today, my ex is with my brother and my kids at a housewarming party. And I wasn't invited. And I get it because I'm not stupid, but I don't understand the lack of principle. They say you view the world through the lens of your own bias. And the way I've always viewed it is if you are the one who doesn't want to come to my party because someone else is there, then don't come. Because you're the problem. Because I understand, without naming names specifically, all my life I've been around people who I didn't like to varying degrees, but if we were at an event, birthday gathering, holiday gathering, I'm not there to see that person I don't like. I'm not there to start drama with that person I don't like. I'm there to see literally everybody else but them. And if I do see them, I'll say, hey, how's work? How are you've been watching the Red Wings? Whatever. And it's frustrating because I can eat a lot of crap, metaphorically, to see my kids. One of my bigger fears, and that is a reality, is that because of how abrasive I am, my kids may not be able to be friends with people because if I talk to their parents, they won't want to let them be around me. So I need to be mindful of that. And I don't like it because I never like at all. Well, first and foremost, it's very hard for me not to just be myself. It's hard to be fake and dishonest. So if someone asks me, "How are you doing?" and I'm having a bad day that day, I'll say it. Whereas that's not what they're asking for. And or, how's everything? Just whatever, I that sucks. But again, I talk about suffering gracefully. I suffer gracefully in that because that's something I don't mind doing in any way, shape, or form for my girls. Now, there are degrees and thresholds um, with that, but I am going to attempt to do this more often. And I mentioned, at being at my lowest right now, and I, it's just been a crazy week. But my point was, tomorrow the girls are coming back. It's the custody switch day, so that's one of the most difficult parts of being alone. I guess I'll kind of end it here, and I say this kind of often. I have my girls 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. So for 2 weeks, when I have them, life is just perfect. Well, as perfect as it can be for me. Yeah, perfect. And then they go back to their moms, and for a little bit of context, yeah, again, I'm just being out there. So, even today, I was asking my middle one, what are some differences about things you can do there and things you can do here. And she says, Mom just lets us do our devices and our video games. And you regulate that more. And there's almost a mindlessness to it. And so I have my girls for 2 weeks. Life is great. They go back to my exes. They, one other thing is, I will usually in this, I'm not sure about how to handle this because I'm not sure, but I'll ask them on my weeks, hey, message your mom, maybe if you want to, see if you can spend the night. That's not reciprocated. And my point is that I understand my kids are kids, and if you don't unplug them, they'll stay with their device in their face all day like they do. But between that and them being so plugged in that they forget about me, her not pushing them towards me at all, if I dropped my kids off on Sunday, that's usually the day we change custody or whatever. So whatever day we change custody, came back and closed my door and suffered a heart attack, I would lay right there on the floor for about 2 weeks until someone came and at the behest of, hey, you're not getting your kids. No one ever, ever, I'm with the small asterisk, but maybe not ever, but asks, Steve-O, do you want to come hang out? Steve-O, how are you? And that's a bit frustrating. I'm so attached. Again, I'm so anathematic that I'm I can't. They'll only attach me to the kids and tolerate me being around. And these are family members and stuff. That's tough. And my point was twofold. A, this is a very low point. Tomorrow is going to be high. That sucks. But additionally, I am not sure how frequently I'm going to do this right now because it's a lot emotionally, as you probably saw. It's hard to keep track of. I'm sure I went off on a few tangents and never got back like I am about now, but I also hyper focus on the kids, which I need to do. I'm a single dad. And it's not doing this right now because it's a lot and is not that much of a priority, but I want to make it more of a priority. And I think I'm going to just start going forward doing a daily thing like this as soon as I can get acclimated to doing that. So, I hope everything's going well with you, taking care of yourselves, taking care of the ones you love. If you made it this far, why are you still here? But thank you. Let me know what's going on down below. I hope you're doing well. Like I say, I don't mean that rhetorically.